until you people can start being civil to other people.
You people?
Yes.
You people, Brenda? You
yes,
people,
Wayne, I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not civil. You people, Brenda?
Silent him.
You said.
Meet Commissioner Brenda Watson. Brenda Watson's currently under investigation for election fraud.
I can't wait to see the pictures and hear about all of the corruption that had happened.
In November of 23, during the municipal elections, Brenda Watson allegedly had ballots stored in her office for up to a week. The issue is, Brenda Watson's name was on these ballots as she was running for re-election for commissioner.
Because I was not on the election board and because I was on the ballot, I actually took the day off that day, which is the first time I had ever taken a day off from this job to do something fun and non-work related. So I was not even here during that entire process.
There was also voting machines / scanners that were stored with these ballots. There was a right to know that was filed for chain of custody for these ballots, and it came back that no such record exists. We now know this is because the county does not follow state guidelines. Watson has publicly stated that she is best friends with Sarah Giesemann, who is the director of elections.
And Sarah, you're doing a great job running it. And I know they'll say that's because we are best friends. But aside from that, you are also my employee. And I don't think that I could have asked for a better election director to get things organized and run it as well as you do. So thank you very much.
On March 18th of 2024, Sarah Giesemann received a 66% pay raise. Meet Commissioner Frank Campbell. Frank's just an older guy who I just think doesn't like cameras. On June 18th of 2024, Frank Campbell, under the advice of Solicitor Bill Bunt, attempted to have me removed from a public building for filming.
Yeah, we're asking not to videotape.
Oh, you're allowed to ask that, so that's no problem.
Yeah.
Yes, you can ask. That's fine.
It's okay.
I'm going to say I won't.
Of course, once the sheriff shows up, Sheriff Dave Hammer, he informed Frank of my rights and that I was allowed to film, and I was able to continue on my day.
Talked to Bill Bond, and he thought the gentleman should be escorted out of the building at least for security reasons anyhow.
Okay, I don't know that there's anything that's doing anything illegal. He can, anywhere he's allowed to be, he's allowed to tape in a public building.
The thing about the sheriff is he's kind of in a position because the commissioners control his department financially. And when you have people who are all about power and control, such as Brenda Watson, you know, she's the type of person who probably thinks that she outranks the sheriff, you know, at least in her head. But back to Frank. Frank does not like transparency at all. In fact, one time after a commissioners meeting, Frank followed me out to the breezeway to try to have an off-the-record conversation with me. When I told him I needed to start my camera, he just walked away. And that was about the last conversation I've ever had with Frank.
Hey, Frank, you don't want to have a private conversation with me without my camera?
You need.
And then there's the last commissioner, Bill Lyons, who I've had pretty much no conversations with. And that's because this guy pretty much never talks. The thing about Bill is he refuses to call out the other two, and he always goes along with whatever they say. He doesn't like transparency. Frank doesn't like transparency. Brenda doesn't like transparency. You know who else doesn't like transparency? Solicitor Bill Bunt. Now, Solicitor Bill Bunt is contracted, paid with taxpayer dollars under a contract to give legal advice to the solicitors. This guy is probably who's really running the county. They call him the fourth commissioner. Bill Bunt has worked for the county since 1976, so a grand total of 48 years. In 2006, he and his wife went on the county paid health benefits to the tune of $26,000 a year. The question is, how does someone not an employee have insurance paid for by taxpayers? The enrollment form states that he's been salaried since 1976. On June 1st of 2024, there was an amendment done to the insurance document to add Bill Bunt to the insurance. So since 2006, the insurance company didn't know that he was on the rolls. Since he was portraying himself as an employee, his salary should have been brought up to the salary board members. So in simple terms, the county's benefit package is for employees of the county, and Solicitor Bill Bunt is not an employee.